We are closely tracking this because today marks 100 days since the hazardous train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. The fiery Norfolk Southern derailment sent residents fleeing, and it prompted lawmakers to start introducing tougher rail safety laws. But many residents still unsure about how to or even if they can move on from this accident. Now, two East Palestine residents are joining us now live, Tammy and Richard Chai. You know, the last time we spoke, it really left a mark on my heart. It's good to see you both again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Refresh our memory. How long have you lived in East Palestine, and what were the events like for you through this experience?
We've been here for over 27 years now, and it's been very stressful. It seems like it's a nightmare that will never end, and it's ongoing every day. We learn something new, something is uncovered, and we are terrified of the unknown, the chemicals that are still in our area, and the chemical fallout that was left from the basically bombing of our town on February 6th.
You know, the EPA still saying the air, water, and soil are not dangerously contaminated, and News Nation actually followed a team of independent testers that found that is not necessarily the case. Have you had any communication with the EPA, and if so, what are they telling you now? Do they believe it is safe for you to be in your home?
So I attended an EPA meeting on Thursday with the liaison, Mark Durno. There was Ann Vogel of the Ohio EPA, Deborah Shore, District 5 leader for our area EPA federal. I was shocked to learn prior to that meeting that over 90 days later, the burn pit was untouched. All those chemicals did not burn off. Thousands of gallons of chemicals went under the land and in the ditch and into the river. And I asked them, because there's industrial buildings up there. So as they started digging it up this week, they say that it is still contaminated with vinyl chloride. That's 100 days later. It's very likely that it has gone under the buildings. There is a lake right there. I asked if it was tested, and he really wasn't sure. And this is the three people representing the EPA. He said there might have been a dip test. I said, did you stick did you test the sediment, because that is where the chemicals sink into? And he said, I'm not really sure. I can't believe that the leaders of the EPA don't know this information when they're talking to residents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, Tammy, what is your biggest concern for you and Richard, and also for your community right now?
Well, it's water. Many people are afraid to drink the water, and especially the people with wells. And that's thousands of people that are in the surrounding areas that don't get Muni water, which is our house. So that's Unity Township, Negley, Darlington Township, Darlington, Enon Valley. And all of these people rely on their well water. They don't know if it's safe. So we are asking people if they could help us by contacting me at
East Palestine Tammy.
Yeah, East Palestine Tammy.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. East Palestine Tammy at gmail.com. And you can donate water to us by getting in communication with me. We're asking for help there. Also, many residents want to move, but they don't have the funding, or they're just unable to get out. So my husband and I started a GoFundMe and a Send Go campaign at East Palestine Off the Rails. And you can donate there to help a family or a family's move out of the community. We were fortunate enough to raise enough money, so this week we were able to give one family, or one woman, Connie, her a $10,000 check from all the donations we received, and we were able to give that to her so she can make a decision to move, because she's tested positive for vinyl chloride, and there are so many families that need this help.
Yeah, I can hear how emotional this makes you. What's going through your mind, Tammy?
I just think it's a disgrace that there's been so much negligence from our government. I think the government should have stepped in at this point and got these people out of there, especially these people close to the derailment where there's still vinyl chloride covered with gravel.
That's a class 1 carcinogen, and it is still heavily contaminated in the soil, presumably under the buildings and into the lake. And if you want to hear a little more, East Palestine Off the Rails, it's our Facebook group from all the residents concerned here. And you can get kind of the truth on East Palestine Off the Rails on Facebook.
I appreciate that.
Our donation is too small, and we appreciate it.
Tammy, I hear you. Last question for you, Tammy. If you could send a message to President Biden specifically, what would you say to him tonight?
President Biden, please say the name of our town. And please think about us, especially on Mother's Day. And a happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there, and especially all the beautiful women in our East Palestine and in our surrounding communities.
All right, Tammy and Richard Chai, I really appreciate your time, and I'm incredibly touched by you taking what you describe as a bomb going off in your community and mobilizing and trying to get help.
Tammy may be a bit upset because we're actually looking to move after 30 years, so she's a little upset today.
No, with all the reason in the world. I appreciate you both. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know we'll stay in touch.
Thank you.